so much for being here. Hope you're doing as well as possible. For today's session, we are going to be doing a distance Reiki session for letting your light shine. Owning your strength, your light, whether that's your creativity, your authentic voice, your power, whatever it might be. And I wanted to just sort of run through a few questions just to help us see in what areas of our life we might be dulling our light in order to maybe make others feel more comfortable, maybe in order to make ourselves feel smaller, fit in a bit more, not stand out. So we're just going to do a session for this, and this is based on kind of some chats that we were having and the writing prompts, I suppose, during our last new moon live stream. Thank you for everyone who joined. It was, as always, such a pleasure connecting with you. If you would like to join in the live stream next month, it's going to be on the new moon. I will let you know a few days before what time we're going to be doing it, but on every new moon, I will be doing a live stream, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. And in the days leading up to the new moon. So I'd like to start by running through with our selenite wands and doing a little bit of just general clearing. So I'm curious, when we talk about this letting the light shine, were there any of you who immediately thought to yourself, start at your crown and move down, just running this selenite wand down your body, staying a few inches away from your physical body, just clearing and cleansing? Were there any of you, when we first mentioned this, who thought immediately, oh yes, I know exactly the ways in which I am dulling my light, casting a shadow over the brilliance of my light? And I'd love to hear if you're open to sharing kind of what that experience is for you. What ways in your life maybe that you can automatically call out. Oh yeah, when I'm at work, I try not to share my perspective too much because I recognize that when I do, people don't respond very well, or I'm intimidated too, or whatever it might be. And just starting to recognize if you're not automatically, coming up with something, if it's not automatically just speaking to you, just maybe start opening up to the possibility that there might be some ways in which you are engaging in this kind of, shrinking yourself, shrinking your energy in order to fulfill a need that you might have, or something that you think you need. So just a good place to start in terms of this initial inventory while we're doing some energetic clearing. Gorgeous. So I actually, if you watch my channel regularly, I've moved and I've been out of some of my tools, and I just recently got some new spray. This is called Earth Home Company. The original smudge spray, it says, an alchemical space clearing blend. And this has a few of my favorites. It's got rosewater base with eucalyptus, sage, and cedarwood. It's called smudgespray.com. Shop Earth Home. So I just picked this up from a local shop, and I'm excited to have a spray again. It's been a long time since we've used sprays, and it's been a really long time since I've purchased one. Yada yada yada. So what I was thinking is that we would just kind of charge this together. I cleared it the full moon, so it's nice and clear. And now I would like to kind of set an intention for it and charge it with a specific energy with your help here. So I would like to charge this spray with confident, empowered, brilliant light. To let the properties of this spray strengthen over time, and to set this intention with the mist as well. So I'm going to spray outside of your body. I'm going to start by spraying to your right. Oh, y'all, that's good. Now spraying to your left. Down at your feet. Above your beautiful head. Oh, it smells so good. For any of you who are new to my channel, my name is Anna. I'm a Reiki Master Practitioner, and I love ASMR. And fortunately, the two pair really well together. The relaxation I think that ASMR can induce can be really helpful for this flow of energy in your body. Gorgeous. Okay. So I would like Now, to do a little bit more clearing, I'm going to use this sage bundle here to do a little bit of clearing and cleansing. And then we will, light our candle, set our intention. But first, I just want to do a little bit of further clearing here. So, right in front of you, I have the sacred ashtray that I like to use for these sessions. It was a gift, or not a gift, but it belonged to my Nana, the ashtray. She didn't use it as an ashtray. I think she used it to keep stones and seashells in. It's gorgeous. So now that we've got our smoke going to move through with the smoke. I wanted to mention, I had planned on doing a video before I moved where I cut my sage. I had a sage bush, and where I cut it and made little bundles to share that with you, because I think it's quite a fun process. But I moved and kind of everything happened so quickly, and it was only when I arrived at my new house that I realized that I never made that, and I gave away my sage. So hopefully I'll have a sage here and I'll be able to share that with you, but I know that that was sort of left open. But anyway, thanks for your patience with that. Gorgeous. So we're just going to clear what needs to be cleared here. Anything that's open to be cleared, anything that's available to be cleared. And on that note, this is a great opportunity to start recognizing the little things that we can release right now. So it might be hard to say, oh, the things I want to release my judgment of others, my sense of gossip, my procrastination, my struggles with weight loss. I want to release my abundance blockages. I want to release, we might say all of that, and that's the first thing we think of, but maybe we can look at it more like stepping stones. Very often these ones that we really come to the forefront of our mind, that really feel like large blockages. Very often those are going to be things that maybe we have to work up to. Maybe these are things that we need some more assistance with. So we really want maybe a little bit of traction for that kind of release and clearing. So maybe this can be an opportunity to just release the energy of the day. Release, maybe there was something that you said earlier that you are regretting, or did something. And just to release that, maybe try to start small with the clearing at the beginning of the session. Just try to start small with those. I was talking too much. Clearing and cleansing what's available to be cleared and cleansed. Clearing and cleansing something small Clearing and cleansing is something small. Starting small. Can you clear something small that you don't want in your life right now? Is that possible? Is it possible to clear anything from your day? Maybe clear anything from this past hour. What can you clear, my friends? What can you clear? Gorgeous. Clearing around the heart space. Okay. Lovely. And now I'm going to light our candle and set our intention. Little selenite candle here, a little selenite desert rose candle here. So using this flame to ignite the flow of this intention. You can either repeat this to yourself or aloud, set your own intention, whatever you're resonating with at this time. On behalf of your highest, wisest, most empowered and aligned self, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this distance Reiki session for letting your light shine. Now, if you have anything to kind of clarify or specify, or you'd like to set your own intention now, feel free to do so. And as long as it's in service of your and everyone else's wisest selves, I will honor that intention. And so you can always pause and take some time with that. I'm going to place this here. And now I'm going to light a little bit of incense. Hope you all had a nice full moon. Hope you were able to engage in some kind of clearing ritual or whatever you felt called to. Or maybe just bask in the light of the full moon. Appreciate how some things that we put so much energy into might not be as significant as we think. It can be a helpful way of connecting with that when we look up at the cosmos. Okay. So we have our cedar wood incense here. I'm going to draw the sacred symbols using this incense outside of your heart center, and then do a little bit of further clearing. Now just doing a little bit more clearing. So now I'd really encourage you to maybe start engaging with the question of, in what ways are you letting your own light diminish? Are there certain environments that are more maybe tempting to allow your light to fade? Are there certain circumstances or people that make you feel like your voice, your strength, your power needs to be silenced, diminished, or dulled? And are these circumstances or people, are they individuals with whom you are sort of obligated to be around? A boss, for example, or maybe a roommate or someone whom you live with. Or maybe one of your friends. This isn't at all about placing blame, it's just about awareness. And there's nothing wrong with being more aware. Sometimes we become so afraid of being critical that we forget the importance of awareness and recognizing our own feelings. We start to kind of ignore our feelings, disassociate from them, start to live in denial about who we are and what we feel, what we want. Because we've been kind of sold this myth that to be good is to be selfless. I think it's more about integration. I think it's more about being aware of what you want and what you need, providing yourself with that. And then once you are empowered enough, you can step out and help others. That's my belief. You can believe whatever you want though. But are there ways in which you're denying the things that you feel? Just asking questions, just starting to ask yourself some questions. What are the ways in which maybe you are making yourself smaller? Making yourself fit into someone else's idea, fit into someone else's projected shape of fill in your name. I know a few of you have mentioned this both in the live stream chat and also in comments. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do my best to kind of hang out and talk to you after I upload a video. I know I miss some of them in the later videos. So, but yeah, thank you so much for your comments, and just know that I'm sending you so much love, and I really hope that you can feel the love that I'm sending you, because you deserve so much love. You're all so lovely. So, if this individual is not someone with whom you are, with whom you have an obligation to be around or communicate with, maybe let's say there's a friend that you might have that is, you're starting to maybe recognize that, oh, yeah, I guess maybe I do. Let's see if I can come up with another example. Dumb myself down for. I get it. Sometimes someone else's idea of who we are feels safer than being ourselves. So there's no judgment here, just some questions to ask ourselves. This kind of work, especially, we're like leaving Scorpio season, but taking in that energy into our next season here. But I think as I record this, we have a few more days at least in Scorpio season, but as I upload it, I think we might be done with it. But that's okay. It's the inspiration from this season to move forward, and maybe by Scorpio season next year, we'll be more comfortable kind of sitting in our power, letting our light shine. We'll feel more confident and comfortable saying, I won't diminish. I won't make myself smaller to make you feel safer. I'm gonna be myself. Obviously, we mean this in a very specific context. Obviously, this is with compassion, with the work that we're doing and the healing that we're doing, and this isn't about being domineering or anything like that. Just to clarify, this is more about just ways in which that we make ourselves smaller, ways in which we don't communicate our truth, ways in which we don't express ourselves. If you can tell, I'm doing a little bit of extra clearing in the throat chakra and a little bit extra in the solar plexus. You probably can't tell, but just to clear the self-expression and the sense of worthiness and confidence. So if there are people in your life or situations in your life that you're not tethered to, you might feel tethered to, like a friendship or something like that, but that you're not tethered to, that you could sort of survive without this situation. If you have a relationship like that you feel maybe you have to make yourself smaller to fit into the role in that relationship, just really start to think about your why you are maintaining this relationship. Because ultimately, I think a few of you have shared this as well, we start to feel like we have to do certain things, and ultimately if someone is being disempowering or judging you for being yourself because they think you either are a different way or that you should be a different way, then maybe it's time to kind of reevaluate that relationship. Doesn't mean that you have to cut people off or anything like that, but it just means think about different options, different possibilities, perhaps. Because one thing that I've learned is that there are always more options than we think there are. There are always more options, I think. Okay. I would suggest that doing this kind of work, we don't rush out and make any decisions. We can just become more aware of our options, become more aware of the choices that are available for us to make, and really start to ruminate on how we feel. The way that you feel about something can be such a beautiful guide. Your feelings are wonderful guides. So, learning to trust those feelings, trust our intuition, trust that gut reaction, become aware of our feelings. This can be a great way of communicating with ourselves, bringing more awareness without judgment. And just bring some gentleness into this space where we can. Gorgeous. I would now like to move through with a few different stones. So I'm going to start with some amethyst. I think this is a great stone for kind of connecting with our authentic self, connecting with your higher vibrational self. I'm first going to place this lapis lazuli on your third eye. I think this is a great stone for really connecting with your authentic nature, with your authentic self, and bringing in a sense of like regal confidence around your authentic voice, your authentic expression, like who you are, this inside, and really connecting with this feeling that you are, like, your light deserves to be shared and not the light that someone else is dictating or projecting, but the one that comes from within, this beautiful light that each of you possesses, that you possess, this gorgeous light. The world deserves to see that. So we have our amethyst cluster here, and I'm going to move this through your aura. So we're going to start at the crown and move down. It's like a very gemmy, druzy cluster, and very calming, very high vibrational, very spiritually aligned, great stone for clarity, for kind of getting to the truth of things, seeing how things align with our higher selves. There's great wisdom in this stone, wisdom and clarity. two stones. One of them is a carnelian. This is like the hardest stone. I find it very nurturing, but it's also a great one for kind of expressing ourselves, our authentic self, supporting that expression. Great stone of creativity, aligning with that creative self. It's a great one for kind of nurturing our reproductive system as well. And then I have this raw tiger's eye, and I wanted to use this for just kind of boosting and empowering in the solar plexus, really kind of boosting your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your connection with this deep inherent knowledge that you are worthy, that your voice has great value, and that you are strong and powerful and resilient, strong enough to express your authentic voice. So moving down here, moving through. Little ways that we can start to, I'm just moving this outside of your solar plexus, 2 to 3 fingers above your belly button. Just moving them through in the same way as here, like this. Just gently sending this energy into your solar plexus. You are strong, you are powerful. You are strong, you are powerful. So how can we start to practice this kind of moving into resonating with our authentic voice? I think that the first step, I'm just going to move there with the tiger's eye, is to recognize the areas in our life where we are diminishing and choosing to make ourselves smaller, make our voices softer. Make our, maybe even shifting our perspective or opinion to match someone else's, or hiding what we really think because we're afraid of how others might perceive it, agreeing for the sake of agreeing. If there are any of you who are people pleasers out there, it's a quote from a friend of mine said, if any of you are people pleasers, then trust me, no one is pleased. Quite like that. It's a role that, we often had to play in our family dynamic. If we had to be the people pleaser or something like that, there's no judgment here. These things are usually just a way that we knew the best way to cope with whatever we were dealt. But maybe they're not serving you anymore. Maybe they're not serving us anymore. And so maybe we can start to recognize. So first step, just starting to recognize the areas in our lives where we might be making ourselves smaller to fit in. We could also be trying to puff ourselves up in areas. That's a different way of coping. We could also be trying to puff ourselves up to hide from, something, being vulnerable or whatever. But I think both are different ways of kind of maybe coping with a fear of vulnerability, not wanting to be vulnerable. So I think the first step here is just to recognize. Just recognizing. And if that's what this kind of video can help with, is just to recognize the areas, the spaces, the places in our lives where we are offering up our sense of self, our perspective. We are sacrificing that for someone else's comfort or for our own comfort. Just starting to ask ourselves, is this working for me? Do I feel happy with these situations? And if not, just starting to ask yourself, how might I change this? I think the first thing for that is to recognize that you're worthy. Who you are is valuable. Your perspective is valuable. You are valuable. So the second step, I think, would just be to maybe start a journal. Start writing down. And it can be just jotting down in the notes section of your computer. What were the times today that I was maybe sacrificing my authentic self, my truth to fit someone else's narrative? And just start jotting down, 3 p.m. when I was talking to Nancy, whatever it might be. And the opposite of sharing your truth, I just want to say this again, is not, the opposite of diminishing yourself, not letting your light shine. The opposite of that is not, with a heavy hand sort of becoming incredibly domineering, forcing our perspective and opinion on others. That's not letting our light shine. Letting our light shine is, again, the light is a big part of this. We are connecting with this spiritual alignment, aligning all of these things, discovering things about ourselves, trying our best to hold compassion for ourselves and others, trying to empower ourselves and others, really, really walking the walk, connecting with all of that, and then sharing that perspective. So, this doesn't mean that we go around flooding people with information that's not necessarily theirs to hold. This doesn't mean that we overshare or force our opinion on people or don't, release any sense of boundary. But rather it means that we recognize that our words have value, our experience is valuable and valid, and that when we are engaging with others, there can be an integration with our inner life and our outer life. We can share with integrity. So, just to clarify, we don't want to kind of overcorrect. Not only do I think that would be incredibly confusing for those who we engage with, I also think that it could, overcorrecting is just as much out of alignment, right? But who knows, maybe overcorrecting will help you see and learn things from that perspective so you can kind of shift back and find that balance somewhere in between. Everybody's journey is different, so maybe everybody finds it differently. This is your journey. That's the beauty of this spiritual work, is that no one can do it for you, and no one's going to be able to tell you how to do it better than you know yourself. So having some guidance can be incredibly helpful and beautiful, but ultimately you know how to heal yourself. And if you don't, you don't know everything now. None of us know everything right now. But as you learn and grow, you're going to be the one that's able to heal yourself better than anyone else. I'm just going to place this carnelian right on your sacral there, 2 to 3 fingers beneath your belly button. I'm going to place 2 stones, sunstone and this fire agate. It's sort of like labradorite. It has some flashes in it, but it's all warm colors on mine. I've seen crazy kinds of fire agates that are all kinds of colors, but this is sort of like a lacy agate with different flashes, and the flashes in this are orange and yellowy colors. Maybe a bit of green as well. You can't see it on the camera. These are very small stones, and this is sunstone. Flecks of black and gold, black and gold, black and gold, black and gold. So I'm going to place these on your solar plexus, 2 to 3 fingers above your belly button. Gorgeous. So you are being held up. Sunstone is a great stone for leadership, taking initiative. It's a very sunny, supportive stone. It's about kind of optimism, seeing the light in darker situations. And then fire, did I say it's fire agate? Did I say that? Fire agate is a great stone for kind of igniting this energy inside of you. So taking that and just recognizing that, you're worthy. You can be sort of that lion energy, expressing yourself confidently, moving through the world with confidence. So you have the lapis for this like regal, beautiful energy. I'm just really hoping that this is an empowering session for you, just to recognize the beauty and the power of your expression, of your voice, and of your experience, that it's valid and valuable. Okay. You are divine. You are connected. You are expressive. You are loved. You are strong. You are creative. You are safe. Okay. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you're moving through that you'd like me to focus on in upcoming sessions, and just know if you have left a comment with a request, then I've put it on the list. So have a beautiful rest of your day or night, and until we meet again, be so well. Can you come up on the pillow? She just wants cuddles. Come on. For today's video, I just wanted to do a little chakra activation. And just doing a little bit of balancing and aligning. But this is a new kind of video for me. I usually, speak directly to the collective instead of the individual. So that always happens when I'm trying to do it like